Most people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, the right break, the right opportunity, or the right circumstances. And while they wait, time keeps moving. What's interesting is this: extraordinary lives are not lived by extraordinary people. They're lived by ordinary people who decided to do something ordinary people rarely do: take responsibility for their own future. Most people believe that big changes require big actions. But the truth is that life rarely changes in a single dramatic moment. It changes quietly, gradually, through the habits we repeat every day. Ordinary people don't become extraordinary by doing extraordinary things. Once in a while, they do it by changing the small routines that shape their character, mindset, and direction. Every habit, no matter how minor it seems, is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Daily habits determine how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to life. What you read, what you listen to, how you start your morning, how you manage your time, and how you speak to yourself all add up. A few minutes of focused learning each day compounds into wisdom. A small effort toward health compounds into strength and energy. A simple commitment to self-discipline compounds into confidence and self-respect. These are not dramatic actions, but they are powerful because they are repeated. The challenge is that habits work slowly and silently. You don't see results immediately, so most people quit too early. They underestimate the power of consistency and overestimate the need for motivation. But motivation comes and goes while habits remain. When a behavior becomes automatic, it no longer depends on feelings. It becomes part of who you are. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives when they stop chasing quick fixes and start honoring daily disciplines. They understand that success is not a single achievement, but a lifestyle built one day at a time. What you do daily is what you eventually become. Most people look outside themselves when life isn't going the way they want. They point to the economy, their past, their family, or their luck as the reason they are stuck. But the moment a person accepts that their life is primarily shaped by their own choices, everything begins to change. Personal responsibility is not about blame, it is about power. When you stop blaming circumstances, you stop giving them control over your future. Life will always present challenges, setbacks, and unfair moments. That is guaranteed. What is not guaranteed is how you respond. Two people can face the same situation and end up with completely different outcomes. Not because of talent or intelligence, but because of attitude and decision-making. When you take responsibility, you no longer ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead, you ask, "What can I do with what I have?" That question alone shifts your focus from helplessness to action. Personal responsibility also means accepting that success cannot be outsourced. No one is coming to rescue you. No one will manage your time, discipline your habits, or think your thoughts for you. This realization may feel heavy at first, but it is also freeing. The moment you stop waiting for permission or approval, you begin to move forward on your own terms. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives when they stop reacting to circumstances and start directing their lives with intention. They understand that while they may not control everything that happens, They always control how they respond, what they learn, and the choices they make moving forward. People often search for dramatic breakthroughs, believing that one powerful moment will suddenly transform their lives. But lasting success is rarely the result of one big decision. It is the result of many small decisions repeated with consistency. Small disciplines may seem insignificant in the moment, but when practiced daily, they accumulate into powerful results. What appears ordinary at first eventually becomes extraordinary through the law of time. Every small discipline carries weight. Reading a few pages each day may not feel impressive, but over months and years it builds knowledge and perspective. Saving a small amount consistently may seem slow, yet it creates financial stability and freedom. Choosing to act with integrity in minor situations strengthens character. These actions do not demand talent or luck, only commitment. And because they are small, they are within reach of anyone willing to practice them. The challenge is that small disciplines do not offer immediate rewards. They require faith in the process. Most people abandon them because progress feels invisible in the early stages. But time is always working, whether you are disciplined or careless. Small errors repeated daily lead to regret, while small disciplines repeated daily lead to success. The difference between the two is not effort, but direction. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives when they learn to respect the power of consistency. They understand that greatness is not built in a day, but neither is it built by chance. It is built deliberately, patiently, and quietly through choices that seem small today, but become life-changing over time. Many people spend their lives chasing external success while neglecting the person they are becoming. They pursue money, status, and recognition, believing these achievements will create confidence, fulfillment, and happiness. But life works in reverse. Long-term success is a result of personal growth, not the cause of it. Before you can have more, you must become more. Before your results improve, your thinking, habits, and standards must improve. Personal growth begins with an honest evaluation of where you are and who you are. It means recognizing weaknesses without self-judgment and committing to improvement without delay. Growth requires learning, reflection, and a willingness to change old patterns. When you invest time in developing your mindset, skills, and character, everything else begins to shift naturally. Opportunities expand because you are prepared to recognize them. Challenges feel manageable because you have strengthened yourself internally. External achievements without inner growth are fragile. They rely on luck, circumstances, or other people's approval. But achievements built on personal development are stable because they are supported by discipline, confidence, and self-respect. When you grow, your standards rise. You begin to expect more from yourself, and that expectation influences how you act, how you speak, and how you handle responsibility. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives by making personal growth a lifelong priority. They read when others are distracted, learn when others are comfortable, and reflect when others are rushing. They understand that success is not something you pursue directly. It is something you attract by becoming the kind of person capable of handling it. Time is the one resource given equally to everyone, yet it produces vastly different results. The difference is not the amount of time people have, but how they use it. Time does not pause, slow down, or show favoritism. It moves forward every day, quietly recording your choices and turning them into results. Whether you are aware of it or not, time is always working on your behalf or against you. Every day you make deposits or withdrawals through your actions. A few minutes wasted may not seem important, but wasted time compounds, just like disciplined time does. When you neglect learning, health, or planning, time magnifies those neglects into future problems. When you invest time in growth, discipline, and thoughtful action, time multiplies those efforts into progress and opportunity. Time never changes its rules, it simply rewards consistency. Many people blame time, saying there is not enough of it. But time is not the problem. Priorities are. You will always find time for what you value most. When personal growth, responsibility, and improvement become priorities, time begins to feel like an ally instead of an enemy. Small, intentional uses of time each day create momentum that eventually changes direction. Ordinary people create extraordinary lives when they learn to respect time as a powerful force rather than a passive backdrop. They stop spending time carelessly and start investing it deliberately. They understand that time will pass whether they act or not, and the future will arrive carrying the results of today's decisions, shaped quietly by how they chose to use each passing day.